let's begin. So the acquisition cost of a new customer is typically higher than that of the reacquisition costs of the current existing customer. Marketing is expensive. So that's exactly what we're talking about here are the after-sales options available to you with the Helpdesk module at Odoo. Here is a QR code for you to scan for the questions at the end. Of course, if it doesn't work, you can easily just enter the very long URL with some uppercase. So it is case sensitive. It will also be at the end of the presentation, so if you miss it, please do not stress. So now that we have the customer, what options do we have in order to keep them? At the moment, these are the available after-sales services in the Helpdesk application, where you have a link to sales via refunds and gift cards, as well as coupons. Refunds will be linked with invoicing, of course. A link with inventory with replacements and returns. You have repair application, and of course, field service, so you can send somebody on site for any kind of work you need to do. Now, specifically for 19, the new ones are gift cards, where in case you have a situation where a customer is unhappy with a service or just had a bad experience and you want to just gift them something, then you can essentially bribe them with a gift card. I'm joking about the bribe. Now we also have replacement parts, so sometimes you might want to just offer the client or the customer a free item because who knows, maybe it was damaged on shipment or maybe they used it improperly and you just want to increase their likelihood of come back to you and buying more. So it's very easy to do. And of course, one nice thing about this is it doesn't require you to have a sale in Odoo previously. But talk is cheap, so let's do a demo so we can see what it looks like. Excuse me. So this is the customer's website, or my website rather. I work at Furniture Max. I sell and buy and assemble some furniture. I'm coming here as a customer because I maybe purchased something previously. So let's just say that maybe they didn't create an account, so let's create a new account. So it'll be Bruce Wayne. And he has very high security, so it's 1234 as his password. Great. So now he's here. This is his account. He can see anything that he's looking for to do, and he wants to reach out to our Helpdesk team in order to get assistance with an item that we shipped and was broken. So we're going to go to the Helpdesk option, or the help menu item here. And here we have access to some articles, community forums, etc., so they can perform whatever search they want. So for example, how do I get a replacement? No article comes up. We haven't posted anything yet. That is okay. He can look at articles or community items. If I do so right now, you'll see it jumps to a new page, which will have an article. Give it time to load. So nothing posted yet. I'm a bad company. So let's contact us directly. And Bruce Wayne, he's going to put in a number. He's looking for a repair replacement. He works at Wayne Industries. And my standing desk broke. I need a new motor. Great. And of course, he can attach any files if he wanted to. Let's go ahead and do so. And submit. This is automatically linked with the Helpdesk application, so it's going to create a ticket there right away once it's done thinking. There we go. This is a new button that's also been added here. In previous versions, it wasn't there. It takes him directly to the ticket view in the portal. Now, Wayne is a very busy man, so he doesn't necessarily want to wait for me to reply. So what he's going to do is he's going to come in here and say, hey there, I am in a rush to get a replacement motor. Otherwise, I cannot do my hobbies. He's tired today. And voila. So it's sent out. It's creating a live chat link in the back end. So let's go see what that looks like. So I'm logged in, and the first thing that happens is I see this message coming from Bruce Wayne. I can essentially send whatever message I want. This will pop up regardless of wherever I'm at in Odoo, whether it's sales, Helpdesk, you name it. We have some canned responses to kind of streamline the process to make sure that we're professional. So with just 2 semicolons, I can easily say, not that. It's okay. I'll tighten it. I think it's okay. I'll call you. Okay. You're not very far. So as you can see, we have a canned response to really send out a message to him. And, hey, great, thanks for getting, let me finish the other side. So he's typing, we can see that he's actually typing, so the suspense is killing us. And I'm going to say, let me look into this for you. Great, thanks for getting back to me quickly. I am so glad you're human. So, of course, I can say additional canned responses, so I seem more human, of course. Now, from here, what's nice is that I can open up Bruce Wayne's information, and what you're going to see here in the chat is, of course, I can call. We can share our screens. You can see my face in order to solve the problem much more quickly. There's more information on this in any discussed topics, but essentially you can screen share, invite people externally from other sources easily into this phone call. Now, what we can also do is look up some, let's stop the tour real quickly. We can have any status updates so that in case I need to keep a track of what's going on. In all likelihood, I might have 20 maybe calls at the same time or chats open, so it might be hard for me to keep track of the status of each one. So this allows me to easily do so. We also can see any attachments that he dropped in, any pin messages that I wrote. I can see who's inside. I'm going to invite a colleague of mine, Mark, just because he's a cool guy. And so you can easily come in and I can leave whenever I want to. And this is what we do at Odoo in order to bring in experts for very use corner cases with our clients. I can rename the thread, I can create a ticket if I really needed to, etc. And you have additional settings here. Now what I'm going to do is, Bruce Wayne claims to have a ticket. Well, I'm reading between the lines. So I'm going to go to information and I can actually view his contact record because he created a portal user. And so because of that, I go straight to the contact application, and with all the smart buttons up top, you see everything related to this person, all the sales, purchases, invoicing, you name it. So in this case, I see the ticket. Okay, my standing desk broke. I see his information, looks fine. We did have an email sent automatically to him. So what happens is the stages are configured such that the moment a task enters the stage, whether it's created or enters from another stage, you can send an email automatically. And these, of course, are configurable, so you can customize it as you see fit. I can see the image that he attached, so okay, this looks exactly like one thing that we did sell to him, or potentially. So it looks good. And so in this case, I'm going to return the item. So I'm going to trust him. He's a big hotshot, so I'm not going to think too much about whether or not he's lying to me or not. So I move to in progress. I'm going to perform a return. And you can see we have some SLAs here as well. So essentially, we have an SLA that says we need to reach out within 2 days. We need to finish within 7 days. So at the moment, it's turning green because we are meeting our own SLA policy. Now, we can, of course, start and prioritize it should we need to. We can see any additional information if we put that there ourselves. So, you know what? I'm just going to perform a return. As you can see, we have other options here, refund, gift card, coupon, etc. So it's all linked. Now, if we really wanted to, we could send somebody on site to his mansion to fix this motor directly, but we can just perform a replace. So this links directly to the inventory application. We could select a sales order here, but it's not necessary. In this case, we don't have a previous sale. Maybe we just implemented Odoo and we didn't want to import all the previous sales data. Not always a good idea. So he said it's the motor. Great. We need to specify how many. We do see, because it's linked to inventory, that we have one available. And then we mark it as to do. I'm just a help desk person. It's maybe not a small company necessarily, so I don't wear multiple hats. I just have the one. So as you can see, this is an outbound delivery in the inventory module with the delivery orders section. So if I go to the main dashboard, let's switch hats real quickly. I'm an inventory manager. I can go into the inventory application. You can just start typing and get here. Alternatively, if I go back to where I was before, I can just do Control-K / and type inventory. Now, I like to go to the main dashboard just to make it a clear distinction between who I am right now. So, inventory, and this is the main inventory screen. I won't go into too much detail, but I see I have 3 deliveries I need to perform. I'm looking at it, and there it is. Bruce Wayne is needing shipments out, and I see the source document which tells me exactly where it's coming from. So in this case, it is a ticket in the help desk called My Standing Desk Broke. So it's the same scene we saw before, it's just highly integrated with each application. Now, of course, in a bigger company, you might have barcode scanners, so you can scan it with your phone, etc. In this case, I'm just going to use my computer. Validate. We don't need to send him a text. And that's it. Inventory has been updated automatically, and so now it's shipped. So let's go back to Helpdesk. So this is the main dashboard of Helpdesk, and this is what you're going to see when you come here. And essentially, this is going to be tailored to me specifically. So you can see my tickets, open tickets. I can see how, on average, how long they've been open for, any failed tickets which have been closed or didn't work, and of course the priority. Because I set a star system earlier, it has different prioritizations, and so it organizes themselves. I'm part of 2 different teams, of course, so that's why I can see them, but you can essentially have as many as you want. Now, if you need to, this is also linked with timesheets if you want to. It's something that's also available if you need to. That's less of an after-sales service, more of just a recurring sale. Perhaps you offer dedicated support, and so you bill them for the hours that you work. And then, of course, you can see my performance, my KPIs and metrics, something I really care about. I want to be a really good employee. So I can come into here directly. I can click on the tickets closed, which will take me specifically to if the tickets that have a filter applied for the closed ones, or I can go and see all of them. This is the standard Kanban view. You've probably seen it everywhere. The nice thing is that it behaves the same everywhere, so you don't have to relearn new applications. As I mentioned, so this is the Kanban view. You see the stage. I can go modify the stages, drag and drop, move them around. I can add additional ones if I have the right access rights to do so. And here I'm going to go edit, because you can see the email template that I mentioned previously, where I can have different emails automatically sent out to your customers in order to inform them of the status of what's going on. Now this is a new feature as well in 19, days to rot, where essentially you're telling Odoo, pay attention to anything that's been untouched for X amount of time. And then it's going to show up in really big, bright red, really dark red actually, letting you know that you have failed to your SLA. It's not linked to SLA, so don't mistake me there, but it will just stand out really bright red. You can also have SMS template as well, so very similar functionality. It's just easy to use. Now, the folded functionality is intended specifically to organize your screen, because, for example, solved and canceled, we don't necessarily need to see them on an open stage at a regular basis. It just clutters what we have. The bars are essentially telling us which ones are available for us to move forward. So as you can see, we have red, green, and gray. Green just means we're ready, we're working on it, and red means it's blocked. And so if we move it between stages, it will change because each stage has its own management. So for example, we can also filter. So for example, repair. Great. Oops, I did that. I just did the name. Let me do that again. And tags. So I can see that it's automatic. It's going to pull up all the ones that require repairs. And there's Bruce Wayne's. We've solved his problem, so we're moving along. Now, in this case, we have a broken table from non-existent John Joseph. The table will not rise anymore. Maybe we've already sent him something previously. We didn't really need to worry about resending him something because it's already happened, and he's still unhappy, though, unfortunately. So we decided that we are going to just send him a coupon, a gift card, so that way we can easily just bring him back. A gift card is a great way to bring him back to your store, to you, so they can spend more money. Again, so the reacquisition cost is much lower than spending marketing money to get them to come in the door. So you just come here to the gift card button, specify the amount you want to give him. It's not a very big expensive item, so we'll give him $15. You can specify an expiration date, again, and driving incentive to come in as soon as possible. Okay, so let's do it by the end of the month. And we can write whatever we want. Thanks for being a dedicated customer. And generate and send the gift card. Give it a moment. So as you can see, the gift card shows up in the top smart button because it's all connected. And in fact, let's see him use it. So when we open it, we can see when it was created, etc. We can see the email that they received, and we can actually just copy the code. So how will this work? Let's just go to a sales application. Now, in reality, he can give us anybody. John Joseph, we were going to buy an item, a desk pad, and here we do the coupon code. Specify coupon, paste that value, and apply. And there it shows up automatically as something you can select. Easy. And then you can go through the whole process of finishing up the sale. There's, of course, the whole counting side behind it, but that's a talk for a different day. So let's look at what functionalities are available to us. One thing I went through very quickly was the fact that I was automatically assigned. My name is Mitchell Admin in this case. It's not a real name. I was automatically assigned here because of this tag. I have configured the Helpdesk application to automatically assign an individual based on the tag and what they are responsible for, or maybe they have the qualifications for. And I can show you that right now. So let's go open up the customer care. This is the configuration. It's not the sexiest place to be, but you can see some interesting stuff. So you can see who has access to this, of course, whether it's a portal user or not, or it's only internal people or invited people. So this would be very useful for the VIP customer care, where you want people to have access to this to get maybe dedicated support, but they don't need to see everything else. Here's the automatic assignation, and we can even open up the tags to see the team members, and it's a very simple configuration. You just specify the tag, and I went very quickly, but if I were to go back to the portal view, thanks. I can go to the help. Let's leave the conversation. And we can, of course, rate them. He's very nice. And voila. But if I go to the Contact Us page, what I've done is I've added the tags to the form builder already. It's very easy to do with the website builder. And so they can specify one or both. It is a many-to-many type field, so it does allow them the option. Now, if you don't want that, what you would do essentially is you would create different Helpdesk channels or different forms. So you can do that very easily, create different menus, and use an automated action to essentially, well, first you specify which Helpdesk team it goes into, and then you can use an automated action to quickly add the tag very quickly. Quickly is the best word today. So as you can see, you specify the tag, and you can also add additional people here. It is at the moment showing portal users. It's not supposed to, I don't think, and maybe it's a quick oversight, so I've already submitted feedback on that one. So it should only show internal users here. And of course, if you add multiple, it will just do a randomization round robin. You of course have linked to the live chat as you saw before. We can configure the live chats. It's straightforward to use. You can specify which agents are inside, the options available to them, what color it looks like, what message is sent right away, etc. Maybe if they can only handle a certain amount of calls, it might be relevant because we are human, we have limits. And of course, where this is visible. At the moment, if it's blank, usually in Odoo, if something's blank, that means it applies everywhere. And in this case, what I can set up is where I want it to show, how I want it to show, if it's automatically just there, or it's going to show with a notification, etc., etc. And when you go to the website e-commerce, you can see the URL and just copy the end bit. You don't need the full URL, so that it will only show up in that page if you need to. You might also have maybe dedicated support teams based on country for language reasons potentially, or maybe cultural, so you can easily just specify what country it belongs into. And it is a many-to-many, like a tag, so it can belong to multiple. And you specify which chatbot it belongs to. And you can create multiple. Now, I'm not going to go into too many details about this specifically just because this is more of a flow of a general after-sales service. There's other talks that go in detail about live chats and discuss. And you have many different ways of creating tickets, whatever is easiest. Now, the thing is about creating a ticket via email is that you are quite limited in terms of controlling what they input. That's why Odoo now has a form builder, web form on the website, so that we can ask you specific questions, and you're more likely to answer those questions in a certain way so that we can help you much more quickly. If it was just an email, we're going to get something like, hey, I need help, and then that's the end of the conversation. Not very useful. So take care with an email template, but it's sometimes nice. You can train people. Maybe it's more internal. I wouldn't recommend it for external clients. And of course, the web form community, this is all linked. None of this is really new. So it's pretty straightforward. And I think that is a wrap for what I have in terms of what I've showed you. Whoops, wrong direction. Again, let's go back into this. Here's the pad, scan, and ask all your questions. Make them easy though. It's the end of the day. Thank you. Thank you for coming up here.
Thank you, Richard. So, please let me open it.
There's only one, right?
Sorry?
There's only one, right?
No, you have...
I said easy.
You have multiple questions. Is it possible with AI, for example, to extract some metadata from document? For example, if we have technical folder document for several customers, we want to extract the technical key information for provide a quick support on Helpdesk. Is it on the ITSM context?
No, I don't think so at the moment. I don't think, and I may be mistaken here. I don't think the AI goes into a specific document. I mean, if they attach something in the chatter, it could very well just be an image or something, so it could be difficult. What we do have, if I were to go back to Odoo, it's the knowledge application. I don't think I have it installed. I do have it installed. Great. This will show up a little icon in the chat or the chatter of any document. So, for example, if it's a consistent document that every employee needs to have access to, maybe how to respond to this situation. Knowledge is a great tool for internal documentation, and of course, it can be shared externally as well, should you need to. The intention is onboarding. You're going to have a new hire come in, they don't know what they're doing. Maybe you have a nice, cool guide on how to handle a difficult conversation with a customer who's being belligerent. They can find it, search keywords, and then access it there. I know it's not exactly what you asked, but the goal is to get to the same end result, I think, or close to.
Okay. How do you see in an overview all tickets that received a reply or update from the end customer?
So if they responded in the chatter, you mean? Is that how do I see? Oh, how do you see them?
Yeah.
So the thing is, what's going to happen is that you are automatically going to be a follower of said ticket. And so how that works is if I go to Helpdesk in the chatter is a great tool. It's intended specifically for you to stay up to date, and also it's the history, back and forth correspondence. And so as a follower, you will be able to customize what kind of notifications you get. This is linked directly to your email inbox. So if they were to reply to you, you're going to get the email in your inbox. And that's how that Odoo does that. Now, you could change your settings of your preferences such that you get notifications internally in Odoo only, in which case it'll show up in this bubble. That's preference, entirely up to you. Now, you might be asking, but I want it to change the stage automatically, move it back to in progress after I close it, if they respond. That's a bad idea. Imagine you send it, you finish it, and then they say, thanks. So now you have to go back and move it. So then you send another email. I wouldn't recommend it. So just make sure you get the notifications configured, and you'll get an update.
Thanks. Can Helpdesk teams be multi-company?
I believe so. I don't think you have. Let's turn it on. Let's check.
And in that extent, can we synchronize Helpdesk tickets from one database to another?
With the API, I mean, it's not standard. No, not at the moment. But from a multi-company perspective, when you add a multi-company, it's just you're making a field visible. Test one. I don't care about what it's called. I think it is multi-company because internal users, my company. Yeah, so I am mistaken. Whoopsie, something fell. It is a required field, so it has to be specific to a company. Multi-company can be a bit tricky, so maybe assess whether it's actually really necessary. I think it makes sense to maybe keep them separate just because you don't want them to jump between. But if you really need to jump between, Helpdesk is very similar to Project in a lot of ways, so you could just use Project in a lot of functionality. The only difference is, of course, it's not linked to Livechat and other functionalities that you saw below. You don't have this dashboard as well. But you need to assess from an added value perspective if it makes sense.
What defines the days in days to rot?
So that is just related to, I think it's when you haven't touched anything. Well, sorry, no, it's activity-based. So what's going to happen is in the chatter is you're going to create activities to do, and I'm going to do this next week. And this is supposed to be your to-do list. The idea is that you and your team are living and breathing inside Odoo on a regular basis. So you don't need a notes document or anything of that nature or a sticky pad on your computer for your to-dos. These to-dos will live all up here in this clock icon. Now, it's green because it's in the future. If it's red, it's in the past. If it's orange, it's due today. And you can, again, see it here per application if you're wearing multiple hats. Now, if you specify a activity and then here you days to rot, then if you're past due by those many days, it's going to show up in really bright or dark red. to say that you need to do something about it.
When you refund the customer from a ticket, does it still change the linked order invoice status to invoice? Because it's confusing.
So if you were to create, one more time, can you read it?
So when you refund a customer from a ticket,
Yes.
does it still change the linked order invoice status to invoice?
It shouldn't, because this invoice status is based on the delivery of the product. So when you ship it, it changes the delivery quantity up by whatever. So if you do return it, it will, you're right, might decrement the quantity. I need to look into that. Sometimes they change things between versions, like you're here today because of that. I have to double check. We can take a look.
Okay. Like Project App, can we use AI to assign tickets with a prompt?
Assign tickets with a prompt, so essentially assign a ticket based off of, like what, a canned response, I guess? I'm not sure what you mean by prompt. Oh, I saw the video that Fabian did. I think so. I didn't install AI unless it required more work on this and it wasn't my main topic. But if it worked in project, it's going to work here. They're the same framework, so when we develop something in one app, it's usually going to apply it to another, such as Kanban view or Gantt view, etc.
What would you recommend to a company that has subscriptions with assigned customer service person per account to properly handle their communication?
So like account manager in a way, so dedicated. Is a ticketing system necessary for a one-on-one dedicated? I mean, the way we don't have it that way internally. I mean, but essentially account manager, if you have a subscription, you're actively in the subscription application, you're looking at renewals, you're setting scheduled activities so that you follow up on a regular basis. Do you need a ticketing system for that to manage one specific customer or maybe all of them at once? You could. There's no reason not to. It really depends on what the pain point and the need really is. I think I need to dissect that use case a bit more.
Thanks. Next question is, can we convert a ticket from Helpdesk to a repair? Like, do those two apps communicate?
Absolutely. But it starts in the Helpdesk application. So think of it, the Helpdesk as the centralizing point to connect with everything else. And so if I were to come here and perform a repair, it jumps directly, this is a repair document in the repair application. It doesn't look like it because it says Helpdesk up top, but that's the breadcrumbs you can see here, linking everything. So yes, it is directly connected.
Is there any way to automatically log the live chat in the specific ticket when the chat is closed? Important information might indeed get lost if the support is handled directly in the live chat.
I asked that as well during my testing, and at the moment I was rejected, as I often am by product owners. Very heartbreaking. But essentially, no, they said is you would just copy the URL of the live chat or the link because it does exist. Live chat, it does exist in all the sessions. So you would just copy it and share it and post it in the chat. That was what I was advised. Maybe Odoo 20.
From the Kanban ticket view, how can you tell which tickets are waiting an answer from support and which we have already answered?
Good question. So ideally, again, we're living and breathing in Odoo. So you and your team, for example, our Helpdesk team leaders perform regular pipe reviews of checking in, okay, what's going on with this person? How are they going through the tickets? And so ideally, if you're having good and adequate notifications, you're going to see the response and it's going to be your email inbox. Now, I know it's not in Odoo necessarily, but it's a good way to keep track of what's going on. Now, what happens is it's a counter really about the messages. I need to verify if they didn't change that. I think you could be able to make it change this automatically when a new response comes in, but I don't want to promise that. So I think it just requires people doing their job, as simple as that. But yeah.
Okay, and last question now. Is it possible to refund client with e-wallet credit totally or partially?
So the refund is specifically going to create an invoice in the accounting application, and then you can do whatever you want there. I did also, during my testing, see if we could issue a gift card and a refund, and at the moment that's not it. They didn't include that in the scope. So whatever you can do in accounting is what you can do with this. It just essentially takes that, because it's going to create a credit note, and you can pay however you see fit. That's how I would approach it. We can test that a bit. But I think we're out of time, right? So.
Okay, thank you, Richard, and thank you everyone for joining.